What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Goa trans, and I'm back to redo the very first reaction I ever did on my old channel. And I want to give a shout out again to Karsten, Mr. Mersch. Commented on the first reaction video I did and basically said, you know what, that was cool. I enjoyed, hearing you talk about the tune and, what you know about it and so on. And that was sort of very validating, kind of like, you know what, I guess, this could be something I could do, which, if you don't know the full story, just to give a quick background, I've been writing on Discogs about tracks for a long time. Not only have just, other people, enthusiasts of acid techno and acid trance, enjoyed those reactions, but eventually some of the people who make such tunes, in particular acid techno and hardcore, started talking to me about, like, I really enjoy the way you talk about tunes. Maybe you should do this in a different format. Maybe you should do it, sort of a video format. Bad Boy Pete being maybe more than anybody else, the person who sort of said, I really think you could do this and it would be something interesting. So I just said, fuck it, one day. I had been running the channel for a while, putting mixes up, and in the couple months before I started doing reactions, the pace at which I was uploading mixes had greatly increased, and the channel had already started to pick up a little interest and more people commenting on the mixes and saying, hey, that was cool, and I love acid trance, it's cool that people are still playing this. And then again, it just felt like, you know what, maybe some of these people like Pete and so on are right, maybe this is the right time. So I started doing it, and again, it got a good reception. Shout out to Karsten and some other people who commented early on, like Gary. But eventually, as I've done this more and more, I've gotten to understand what works and what doesn't, and why some of the early videos were not so great, because I was sitting off camera, sort of blocking the sound. My plan sitting off camera is like, I want to make this about the tune, it's not about me. I just want to barely be on camera commenting and whatever. But again, it was sort of awkward, and ultimately I think I was blocking the sound a little bit, and in many of those videos I was a bit too long-winded, so we're going to redo the first track I ever reacted to. It's a Goa trance tune from 1996, though it's not on Transient or Twisted or Dragonfly or any of that like you might think. It's actually on Hooch Tunes, which, it's more known for like mellow trance and melodic trance and, house even. But this is a remix by Man With No Name of a tune called Schöneberg, originally by Marmion. But the Man With No Name remix, he actually does have a name, Martin Freeland, made great Goa trance. Eventually, I don't know, like some of his Goa in the early period I think is just untouchable class. I would put this in this category. Eventually he started making albums for Perfecto. I don't think the ones on Perfecto are quite on the same level as his earlier stuff, but again, I really enjoy his tunes. I really liked his style. He mixed sort of melodic Goa with a like hard sort of rocking like acid infused Goa sound, so he kind of like walked a couple different sides of the street. But yeah, this is his remix from 1996 of Man With No, the Marmion's Schöneberg, the Man With No Name remix of Marmion Schöneberg on Hooch Tunes. What's the cat number? Hooch Tunes 43. 45? I'm gonna guess 45. I mentioned it in the first reaction I did. I originally heard this on a Goa compilation CD called Distance to Goa 4. I think it was number 4. I remember the CD was like reflective, like mirrored, but with like kind of green, like art. Nevertheless, this was the first track. It really set the tone for that compilation, which I liked a lot. And eventually, when I got turntables, I tried to hunt it down. It took me a little bit. I don't think I got it till I started using Discogs. I want to say late aughties, like 08, 09. So we have this floaty, kind of keyboardy, like high, almost like butterfly kind of melody, and in comes that harder, like now that even deeper. Again, melodic and elegant, but with grit and drive. out on the rest of the track. It's an interesting layer there. All the little different ingredients. Gotta be careful reacting to the tune. Slow your teeth. It's your name. Right on the edge of red line. Hear those little like kind of like little percussive sounds, like little tom sounds or something. Is it a clap or a snare? Sounds like those like wood like bricks that you hit together. In, he brings that layer in. It's now the star of the tune. It is the melody of the tune. We heard nothing of it for over 3 minutes. It's like the Goa trance equivalent of Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight. When I first heard this, that moment like genuinely took me by surprise. I thought, you know, we're 3 minutes in. Everything that's come in, we will have heard by now. And there were so many ingredients that it was like, yeah, here's a full Goa tune. And then in comes that melody. It's just... Oh, and that's right, now these little vocal stabs. All dissipates into air. Hello. Give me that acid bass. Kick is that classic, like, real thumping sort of Goa kick. Which, if you've ever been to like a desert or a forest party where they have a good sound system and you just hear that rolling like Goa bass pattern with that thumping Goa kick, it's fucking genius. I love that way, just kind of bouncing over the top of the track. More like electric. But all, you know, they're bouncing in the same direction. They're not doubling each other, but. That main kind of like, you know, keyboardy. There was another, it's like another soft one behind it, like. Oh, and then that golden sunshine coming down again. The complexity of this tune is to be commended. That big airy swoosh that last time led us into a breakdown, but this time it's just, you know, a measure change. And again, if you're mixing out, you will have been on your way by now. Hopefully still letting this linger over the incoming tunes, but for an example of that, see the Goa mix I did. Psychedelic Flight is what I now have called it because I'm going to do more of them, so I had to like come up with a theme for it. But yeah, check out my first Psychedelic Flight in that playlist. If you want to hear me mix out of that tune, I start with it and then I go into a track by Raw, Icon, which is an amazing tune, and I'm just going to kind of preview what I'm going to do the next time I get around to doing some Goa reactions, which I'm not sure exactly when it'll be, but it'll be within the next few days. I'm going to go back and re-react to Raw Icon on this incredible release called Gamma Draconis from Sun Trip Records. Shout out to Sun Trip. But yeah, there's an amazing tune by Raw on that I had already reacted to, but the video was too long, and ultimately, again, my other videos from my old channel have been compressed by YouTube, so I'd rather just redo it so we can hear it with the proper sound. And then Sun Trip, a couple years later, just this year, 2022, has put out another release by Raw, which I still have in the shrink wrap, have not opened yet. I had it for over a month. But I don't know what any of these tunes sound like. I bought it blind. I like Raw's work a great deal already, not just the Icon track, but other tunes I've heard from him, like some that are digital only, so you know, I just heard them like on the internet. And I'm also, because I'm a huge fan of Sun Trip, so it was like, you know what, I don't even need to hear it, I'm just buying it. Vinyl release, give it to me. So my plan is to, next time to listen to Icon, and then after that I'm going to do a reaction to this where I unwrap this and listen to a tune for the first time, so it'll be exciting. My plan is to do the one with the highest BPM, even though it's only by one, and only by only more by two than a couple other tracks. But yeah, the fastest one is called Ultima Energica. So we're gonna listen to that one. But yeah, so that's what I got coming up with my Goa trance reactions. Hopefully you're here for it. Let me know if you are. Let me know if you like this track, remix by Man With No Name, or some other track by Man With No Name. It does a really good remix of The Sleeper by Quiet Man. I think I reacted to that on my old channel, but it's another one that would be worth redoing. So, you know, I'll check just to see if I had done it for personal edification. But either way, I'm going to redo a reaction to that one if I have done it. So, anyway, hopefully you're here for it. I appreciate you listening, watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. I'll see you next time.